2 hours left. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this now. Don't tell anyone. It's only for you. A good news is coming, open it immediately. You have no idea what just happened in the spiritual realm in the last 47 seconds. While you were breathing, someone tried to spiritually intercept what was meant for you. A blessing with your name on it almost got snatched, but heaven stepped in. And that's why this message had to reach you right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Because something huge is moving in your direction. Something you've cried for, begged for, prayed for, suffered for. It's closer than it's ever been. And that's exactly why the enemy is trying to block your attention. Archangel Michael is speaking directly into your spirit. 2 hours left. That's all you have. 2 hours before the decision finalizes. 2 hours before the opportunity either lands in your life or gets rerouted. 2 hours before your name is spoken in a place that will never be the same again. Heaven is urgent. And you must not delay. There is a divine instruction hidden inside these words. A mystery unfolding as you read. A secret only meant for the one chosen soul who can receive it. That's why Michael says, don't tell anyone. This is not for public ears. This is not for social media. This is not for family, friends, or people who pretend to care. This is spiritual. This is personal. This is sacred. And it's been sealed with fire. You're being handed a key. You're being shown something hidden. This is not just another day. It's a divine turning point in disguise. And the heavens are watching to see what you do next. Something was hidden from you. And that something has been controlling parts of your life in ways you couldn't see, until now. Finally, God is exposing this woman. She has been in the background of your life, sometimes near, sometimes far, but always watching. Always whispering behind the scenes. Pretending to support you, but secretly celebrating every delay in your life. She wore a mask of light, acted like she loved you, maybe even told you that you were chosen, but in her spirit, she feared your power. And now, the time for pretending is over. You will see her. Not with physical eyes, but with spiritual clarity. The kind that leaves no room for confusion. Her true heart is being unveiled. Heaven was waiting for this moment. For your heart to be ready. For your soul to be alert. You had to come through the fire to even be ready to see the truth. If God had exposed her earlier, you might have defended her. You might have argued with angels. But not anymore. You've seen enough. You've felt the energy shifts. You've watched opportunities disappear when she came around. You've wondered why certain people suddenly changed toward you. It was her. It was always her. But now, the lie is breaking. The fake alliance is crumbling. And God says, I will not allow her to follow you into your next chapter. Something sacred is forming in your life. A divine gift, unlike anything you've ever known, is approaching. And when it lands, it will be loud. It will be glorious. It will make people speak your name who once ignored you. It will make those who betrayed you regret it instantly. But this gift cannot land in a toxic environment. And that's why the exposure had to happen first. That's why the mask had to fall off. Because the promise cannot thrive in the presence of hidden enemies. So God is cleaning your atmosphere. He's doing spiritual surgery behind your back. He's removing snakes from your garden while you sleep. And this woman, this one woman, she was the biggest snake of all. But she looked so pure, didn't she? She said the right things. She seemed helpful. She acted humble. But underneath, she hated your light. She resented your resilience. She studied your pain and tried to weaponize it. She used your trust to plant seeds of doubt. But heaven saw it all. Even when you couldn't. Even when you begged God to give her another chance. Even when you swore she couldn't be the one. But she is. And now she has been exposed. Your time of confusion is over. No more guessing who is for you and who is against you. No more tolerating fake energy. No more inviting the enemy to dinner and wondering why you're starving. The spirit of clarity is being released into your life. A divine lens is opening. Your discernment is being upgraded. You're about to see behind smiles. You're about to read energy without explanation. And you're about to hear God louder than ever before. Because what's coming requires a sharp spirit. What's coming is too big for you to walk into blind. And it's coming fast. In exactly 2 hours, something will shift. A door will open. A name will be spoken. A prayer will hit heaven's desk that will trigger a miracle on earth. And your name is involved. That's why Michael says open this now. That's why you couldn't scroll past. That's why your chest feels like fire and your hands feel like trembling. That's not fear. That's confirmation. Your spirit knows what's happening. Your soul has been waiting for this alert. You felt the countdown ticking for days. You knew something was coming, but you didn't know how close. Now you do. 2 hours left. A message is coming. A letter. A voice. A door. Something unexpected that will prove everything God promised is still coming. The delay was never denial. It was protection. It was divine timing at work. And now the time is here. But with the gift comes exposure. And with the promise comes judgment. The woman who tried to stop you, she will watch you rise. And she will be silenced. Not because you wish her harm, but because heaven defends those who walk in truth. You don't have to fight. You don't have to shout. The evidence will be your elevation. The proof will be in the promise. You were never crazy. You were always chosen. That's why you felt so misunderstood. That's why you couldn't blend in. That's why you were attacked for being kind. Your light made dark hearts uncomfortable. Your honesty felt like a weapon to liars. Your purpose irritated their stagnancy. But you kept going. Even when it broke you. Even when you lost everything. Even when your spirit begged to give up. You didn't. And heaven recorded every second. You are about to be rewarded publicly for the battles you fought privately. That's the good news coming. It's not just a blessing. It's restoration. And it's your time. Your hands have been empty too long. Your heart has been waiting too long. Your spirit has cried too long. That ends now. A wave is forming in the heavens. It carries names, breakthroughs, reconciliations, finances, property, divine connections, healings, and clarity. And your name is on that wave. But you must be in position to receive. That's why this message is here. To tell you it's real. To tell you it's time. To tell you that the old is dying and the new cannot be stopped. You'll notice strange things in the next few hours. People acting strange. Conversations shifting. Things falling apart quickly. Don't panic. That's exposure in real time. That's heaven rearranging the spiritual chessboard of your life. Pieces are moving. You don't have to understand everything. You just have to trust. Trust the timing. Trust the nudges. Trust the silence. Trust the sudden urges to walk away from certain people. Those aren't coincidences. That's divine intervention. Archangel Michael is standing guard over your next season. His sword has drawn a line. No evil crosses it. No lie survives it. No delay can overtake it. You are protected. You are watched. You are anointed. And now you are being launched. But remember, don't tell anyone what's coming. This is between you and God. There are people who smile while secretly hoping you fail. There are ears that will pretend to celebrate you while planning your collapse. So heaven is warning, move in silence. Let them think you're stuck. Let them believe you're broken. While God lifts you quietly behind the veil. Then suddenly, they'll see. And they won't be able to stop it. The woman who tried to curse your name will choke on the blessing attached to your voice. The circle that laughed at you will be stunned by the door that opens. The family that ignored you will watch you carry the legacy. Not because you're better, but because you never gave up. And heaven rewards the faithful. So hear this now. You have 2 hours left to prepare. Clean your energy. Get silent. Speak to no one about your next move. Pray. Listen. Write. Release. Delete what doesn't align. Let go of the fear. Let go of the shame. Let go of the lie that told you you're too late. You're not. You're exactly on time. Heaven doesn't miss. And neither do you. Open this message again if your faith starts shaking. Reread these words if your spirit feels weak. Because this is your confirmation. This is your announcement. This is your divine alert. And this is your secret moment with God. Time is up. The 3 hours have passed. The moment has arrived. The trap was laid, the bait was positioned, and you stood at the edge of it, unaware of how close your soul came to disaster. But heaven stepped in. God moved his hand. And Archangel Michael cried out your name just in time. He shouted in the spirit, and even though you couldn't hear it with your ears, your soul trembled. Something shook inside you. Something shifted around you. And though you didn't fully understand why, you paused. You delayed. You hesitated long enough for God to intercept what the enemy wanted to complete. God says, I have snatched you out just in time. I have reached into a situation that was about to collapse on you and pulled your soul out like a brand from the fire. Do you realize how close you were? Do you understand how near you came to letting this woman entangle your path, corrupt your peace, destroy your promise? It was already in motion. Her mouth had already spoken things about you in hidden rooms. She already had plans stitched together to drag your name into something it didn't belong in. She already said, they're too blind to see what I'm doing. But she forgot one thing, you are marked by God. Heaven says, there are some chosen ones I will not let fall, even when they almost choose the wrong people out of love, I will interrupt them. Even if they want to give others a chance, I will step in and remove what is toxic. Because when I have chosen someone for glory, when I have wrapped a soul in divine fire, I will not let them walk blindly into the arms of sabotage. And yes, this woman was sabotage. Gentle, smiling sabotage. She smiled in your face and set a plan behind your back. She praised you publicly and poisoned you spiritually. And now the veil has been torn from her disguise. You still don't see everything yet. But you will. In the coming hours, in the coming days, everything will unfold like a scene written from the sky. Conversations will emerge. Her behavior will shift. People will begin to speak up. You will notice patterns that were always there but hidden beneath your loyalty. God says, I am removing the scales from your eyes. And once I show you, I will not let you unsee it. You will remember every moment she manipulated your kindness. You will recall every time she redirected your decisions with subtle comments. You will feel the chills when you realize how deeply she tried to infiltrate your calling. But this is not for your grief. This is for your freedom. This is your Exodus moment. You are walking out of a mental Egypt you didn't know you were still trapped in. And this woman was one of Pharaoh's taskmasters. She was disguised as a friend, but her presence was oppression. She was disguised as helpful, but she was actually halting your next. You were about to promote a Judas. You were about to celebrate someone who only clapped when it served her. But heaven delayed your steps. That uneasy feeling you got at the last minute? That restlessness that wouldn't leave? That was God shaking your spirit so the trap would lose its grip. Archangel Michael wept for you. He stood with his wings open wide, fighting in the realm of spirit to block what was about to strike your life. He cried not because you failed, but because your heart was too pure to see the storm forming. He wept because he loves you. Because he has guarded you since birth. Because he knows your scars and your intentions. He saw how hard you fought just to stay standing. He knows the cost of your loyalty. And he couldn't let this happen. So when the final minute approached, he roared. He roared like a war lion from the heavens. And every demon connected to that trap scattered. The exposure has begun. God is not waiting anymore. He is revealing it all. And this is not the kind of exposure that stays behind the scenes. This will be visible. Loud. Undeniable. You will watch the truth rise like sunlight over darkness. You will see people change how they treat you because they see now what you couldn't before. Those who stayed silent while she worked behind your back, they will speak. And some won't even be able to face you. Their shame will silence them. Because they knew what she was doing. They just didn't think you would ever find out. But God says, what is done in darkness cannot hide from divine fire. And I have set your life ablaze with truth. You don't even have to fight this. Just stand still. Just walk away. Just protect your peace. I, the Lord, will do the rest. I will strip her plans. I will crumble the altar she built in secret. I will dismantle the lies she told. I will scatter every alliance that tried to form against you. And you, Yes, you, I will elevate. I will vindicate. I will heal. You will rise without bitterness. You will ascend without hate. You will see this not as betrayal, but as birth. Because something new is being born in you now. The moment that trap failed, something broke off your life. A curse. A delay. An old chain. It's gone. And heaven is rejoicing. Your angels are dancing. Because what the enemy thought would be your downfall has become your deliverance. This woman, who thought she had power over your path, is now facing the judgment of the Most High. Not because you wished harm, but because God protects His own. He is a jealous God. He watches over His beloved with a fire no human eye can see. And He will not be mocked. You may still feel confused. That's okay. You may still have questions. You may still try to make excuses for her. But God says, don't explain away what I've exposed. Don't defend what I've delivered you from. Don't mourn the removal of someone I never sent. She's gone now. Let her go. What's ahead is so much bigger. The clarity coming to your life in the next 7 days will shock you. It will be like waking up from a dream you didn't know you were in. You'll feel lighter, sharper, more focused. Because her energy won't be clouding your spirit anymore. The war over your voice is ending. The spiritual confusion is lifting. The divine clarity is arriving. And now, child of God, I need you to get ready. Because you're stepping into a space where no one can manipulate you again. The armor you wear now is heavier. The discernment is stronger. The angels assigned to you are surrounding you more tightly. And the light that shines from you is brighter. Because you've been purified. Because you trusted God enough to obey even when it didn't make sense. Because you let go of what you thought you needed, and made room for what you truly deserve. Your reward is coming. And it will not be delayed. Let her talk. Let her twist the story. Let her say whatever she must to cover herself. None of it will work. Truth is louder. And God is speaking on your behalf. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to argue. Just watch. Her house of lies is already shaking. The ground beneath her deception is cracking. You will watch her own words trap her. You will see her influence collapse. And you will feel nothing but peace. Not revenge. Not hatred. Just peace. Because you'll know, it could have been you caught in that mess. But God pulled you out. Just in time. Finally, God is exposing this woman. And this exposure will heal you, not harm you. It will lift you, not lower you. It will bless you, not break you. She was never stronger than God. Her plans were never greater than your promise. And now that she's been removed, your real season begins. No more delays. No more confusion. No more fake light. The real glory can now come. And it's coming fast. Watch the next 24 hours. Miracles are in motion. Evidence is on its way. God is not finished speaking. He's just getting started. "3 hours have passed. The heavens have grown silent for a moment, not because you were forgotten, but because the decision had to come from your heart. And now that the window has closed, the energy around you has shifted. You may feel it. A strange stillness. A strange weight. A pressure in the room, in your chest, in your thoughts. That's not fear. That's divine consequence arriving, not to punish you, but to protect you in a new way. Because what you were being warned about was real. And now the hidden things are no longer in hiding. God says, "You didn't miss the warning, I sent it. You didn't miss the voice, I whispered and shouted. You didn't miss the message, I placed it directly in front of you. What happens now is not an accident. It is exposure. And I need you to see clearly, because the next decision you make will determine the course of the next 7 years." Finally, God is exposing this woman. And now that the 3 hours are complete, the exposure won't be subtle anymore. You will begin to see her differently, not because she changed, but because your spirit has finally caught up with the truth. The illusion is breaking. Her words will sound off. Her energy will feel strange. You will sense resistance in conversations that once felt safe. That is not imagination. That is heaven removing the false light and showing you what she really carries. You may begin to notice odd timing, how she appears only when good things happen to you, but never when you're struggling unless it's for her benefit. You'll remember conversations where she asked too many questions, but never offered true answers. You'll suddenly realize how exhausted you feel after speaking with her. That's because she was feeding on your energy. Spiritually feeding on your light. And masking it as love. But now her access is revoked. Even if you don't say a word, heaven has sealed the boundary. Her spirit will begin to feel rejection, not from you, but from the divine protection that surrounds you. She will try to reach for you. She may text. She may call. She may even weep. But the tears won't be real. They are survival tears, not repentance tears. She is crying for her position, not her soul. Do not fall for it again. God says, this is the part where you must let me be God. I know your heart. I know you want to heal everyone. I know you want to believe people can change. But this is not your assignment to fix. She is not your mission. She is not your battle. And she is not your burden. If you try to rescue what I am removing, you will bleed for what I already defeated. There are consequences tied to disobedience, but there are miracles tied to surrender. If you allow me, says the Lord, I will restore everything she took from you in secret. Every favor that suddenly vanished. Every job that slipped through your fingers. Every relationship that turned cold without warning. Every spiritual gift that dulled while she was near. Those things weren't coincidences, they were casualties of proximity. Because when darkness attaches itself to light, something must dim. And she was dimming you. She was draining you. She was delaying you. But the delay is over. This hour is different. This is not just another moment. This is your divine hour, and the heavens have shifted their gaze entirely upon you. Right now, something is happening that you cannot see, but it has been set in motion by the prayers you have whispered, the tears you've cried in silence, the faith you held on to even when the road seemed endless. God says there are only 2 hours left before a divine window closes, and before something remarkable unfolds in your favor. This message is urgent. This is not for anyone else. Don't share this. Don't question this. Just open your heart and receive it because God says this message is only for you. Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn, watching over you. His voice is strong, yet full of compassion, and right now, he's speaking with the authority of heaven. I order you to open this now, he says, not out of anger but out of urgency, because timing matters, because destiny is involved, and because heaven doesn't waste its voice. This is not an ordinary hour. The sound of angel wings has brushed past your name in the heavenly books. A shift is coming. You have cried out for help, and now your answers are rising like waves behind a dam that's about to break. 2 hours from now, the veil will tear and something will be released in your life that cannot be undone. God says, the good news is already on its way. It has been signed with divine approval. Someone is being moved right now to speak your name in a room you've never entered. A person you've never met is being stirred to bless you. A breakthrough you didn't see coming is being delivered in a way you can't predict. Heaven has worked behind the scenes, rearranging conversations, changing minds, and removing obstacles that were designed to wear you out. God says you are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in the deepest pit of despair, even in the nights where silence screamed louder than words, He was there, watching, waiting, comforting your soul in ways you didn't even know you needed. You are safe. Not because your situation is perfect, not because people have treated you well, not because you always knew what to do, but because God's hand is wrapped tightly around your spirit, shielding you from destruction, preserving you for the purpose you still haven't fully seen. The spiritual attacks have been intense because the calling on your life is not ordinary. Your story isn't like everyone else's. Your pain has had a pattern, and that pattern is leading to a promotion that your enemies will not be able to deny. God says don't worry about them. Don't worry about who doesn't like you, who's watching you, who's gossiping behind your back. He has already dealt with them. Your focus now must be on the divine path in front of you. Look forward. Keep your eyes on the promise, not the problem. Archangel Michael says there is a secret letter from heaven that was written with your name on it. And in this letter, it says, you have been chosen, not overlooked. You have been anointed, not abandoned. You have been delayed, yes, but never denied. There are people around you who thought you would fall and never get up again. There were moments where you thought maybe they were right. But heaven says, you are rising. And not only rising, you are rising with power, clarity, and supernatural favor. The next few hours are sacred. You must not allow distractions to steal your focus. Turn off what needs to be turned off. Walk away from what drains you. Disconnect from any voice that speaks fear over your life. You are walking into a divine appointment, and heaven needs you clear, ready, and spiritually alert. God says the enemy has tried to bring you confusion, to make you second-guess your worth, your calling, your value. But you must understand this: confusion is not from God. God gives clarity. God brings peace. And even when you're uncertain about how everything will work out, the presence of God gives a calmness that no storm can shake. That calm is coming over you now. As you read these words, something inside your spirit is stabilizing. Your heartbeat is syncing with heaven's rhythm. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. God is whispering reassurance over your soul. You are safe. You are loved. You are chosen. And most importantly, you are ready. There's something that's about to happen that you didn't even pray for because it felt too big to ask. But God says it's not too big for Him. He's not limited by what limits you. He's not intimidated by time, lack, or closed doors. In fact, He often waits until things look impossible just to show you what He can do. There are miracles hidden in plain sight, and in the next 2 hours, one of them is going to touch your life. Don't try to figure it out. Don't waste energy trying to predict how it will happen. Just say yes to it. Say yes to the promise. Say yes to the healing. Say yes to the restoration. Say yes to the unexpected favor. Archangel Michael is standing in front of you spiritually with one hand extended, and in that hand is a divine key. This key represents access. Access to doors you thought were permanently closed. Access to relationships that are aligned with your purpose. Access to clarity where there was once confusion. Access to peace that passes understanding. This key is not something you earn, it is something given, because of who you are in God, because of what you've endured, because of the plans He still has for you. There is a war that was fought over your life while you were sleeping. Angels were dispatched to block curses that were sent your way. Jealousy, evil intent, even whispered words of destruction, all of it was intercepted. You may have felt tired recently, drained, emotionally heavy. That's because your spirit has been in warfare. But God says, you've won. Not because you fought perfectly, not because you always got it right, but because you stayed in the fight. You didn't give up when you had every reason to. You held on. And heaven is responding. God is not late. He's on time, divine time. You may have felt forgotten, but you were being preserved. You were being hidden for the right moment. And now, that moment is arriving. There's a release happening in the heavens right now. The kind that changes everything. God says to you, I am not punishing you, I am preparing you. That delay you hated was divine. That rejection that broke your heart was redirection. That closed door was protection. And the pain you endured? It's about to be turned into purpose so great that even your enemies will have to watch it unfold. Archangel Michael says, don't tell anyone. This message is sacred. This moment is private. This miracle is customized just for you. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone deserves to know. Keep it between you and heaven. In the next 2 hours, something will happen in the unseen realm that will begin to echo into your physical world. Pay attention. A text message. An email. A knock on the door. A sudden opportunity. A prophetic dream. A number that keeps repeating. A name that shows up out of nowhere. These are signs. They are not random. Heaven will speak, and your spirit will know. Trust that. God says it again, just in case you've forgotten, you are safe. You are not cursed. You are not doomed. You are not lost. You are not too late. You are covered by divine hands that never sleep, never forget, never abandon. The enemy wants to plant seeds of doubt because he knows what's coming. He knows the tables are about to turn. That's why you've been feeling pressure. That's why the attack increased right before the blessing. The enemy always fights hardest when he knows breakthrough is near. There is someone watching you, someone whom God has stirred, someone who has been divinely nudged to come into your life. Whether it's for help, healing, business, love, restoration, that person is a divine connection, not an accident. And when they appear, you'll know. Your miracle is already on its way. God says, there is no force strong enough to cancel what He has already released for you. Not even the doubt that sometimes creeps into your thoughts late at night. Not even the tears that fall when you feel like you've reached the end of your strength. Nothing can cancel the command of God once it is spoken. And it has been spoken. God's word concerning your life has already gone forth, and it will not return void. It will accomplish the very thing it was sent to do. You may not see it yet, but the evidence is already forming. The signs are gathering around you, even now. Don't ignore them. Don't explain them away. Heaven is speaking in codes, in symbols, in soft whispers, and in thunderous waves. Pay attention to the smallest details today. Every moment is sacred. Every shift is divine. Archangel Michael says that a record in the heavens has just been reviewed, and your name is written in light. It has not been removed, it has not been stained, and it has not been forgotten. Everything you have endured has been documented. Every time you chose kindness when you were mistreated. Every moment you stayed silent when you could have spoken revenge. Every time you forgave even when the apology never came. Heaven has seen it all, and now the reward is coming. Not as payment for performance, but as honor for your obedience. Your tears have been stored in the palms of angels, and now those tears are turning into rivers of restoration. God says this moment has been preordained. Before you were formed in the womb, this window of time was set aside for you. Yes, for you. This is not coincidence. This is not by chance. This is divine orchestration. You are walking into an hour of spiritual completion. The final chains are being broken. The final door is swinging open. The final words of accusation are being silenced. Your life is about to unfold in a way that even you didn't expect, and that's exactly how heaven planned it. Because if you could predict it, you might have doubted it. If you could see it too early, you might have run from it. But now, you are ready. Now, your spirit is prepared. The wind is about to change direction. That heavy cloud of confusion that's been hanging over you is being lifted. The fog is clearing. Your spiritual vision is returning. You are about to see clearly. You are about to understand why things had to happen the way they did. God says, the delay wasn't punishment, it was protection. The silence wasn't rejection, it was preparation. The betrayal wasn't defeat, it was divine redirection. Everything has meaning. Everything has purpose. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. Archangel Michael is walking the perimeter of your spirit right now. He is commanding every spirit of fear to flee. He is rebuking the voice of failure that keeps whispering lies in your ear. You are not cursed. You are not unlucky. You are not forgotten. You are a child of God, sealed by His promise and covered in the blood of protection that no enemy can penetrate. Michael says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not one. Not even the ones formed in secret. Not the ones planned in darkness. Not the ones released through jealousy or manipulation. They will all fail. Because heaven has intervened." Right now, someone is experiencing conviction in their heart because of how they treated you. A person who turned away from you in your time of need is being spiritually awakened. A person who lied about you is being forced to watch the truth come to light. A person who thought they had the power to block your destiny is now seeing the divine shield that was over you all along. God says, "Let me handle them." You don't need to get even. You don't need to argue. You don't need to defend yourself. I have